Boy, nobody likes getting those overdraft fees from the bank, but as CBS 5 Investigates reporter Morgan Lowe shows us, some banks are now rearranging your transactions to make you rack up those overdraft fees.
It's high noon in downtown Phoenix, 106 degrees out. And we're doing something crazy.
$35 coffee right here. You want to spend $35 on a cup of coffee?
Yep, we're trying to sell a cup of coffee for $35.
Would you ever spend $35 on a cup of coffee? No, it doesn't sound like a good deal, huh?
We can't find any takers, but what these people may not realize is that many of them have already spent $35 or more on a cup of coffee, thanks to something their banks are doing. It is easier than ever to get cash these days, even when you don't have the money in your bank account. Many banks will front you the money in exchange for an overdraft fee, usually $35. But according to this Pew Charitable Trust study, the banking industry treats overdrafts as a growing source of revenue. Banks are maximizing overdraft fees using a tactic called high to low posting.
Here's how it works. Let's say you've got $50 in your bank account. You use your debit card to buy a $2 cup of coffee, a $10 hamburger, and then you spend $55 on groceries. If a bank processes those charges in the order they came in, you would get one $35 overdraft fee for that $55 grocery bill. But some banks intentionally process the highest debits first. In this case, that $55. So you would get an overdraft charge for the groceries, for the hamburger, and one for that $2 cup of coffee.
You could be spending hundreds of dollars a month on these fees.
Jim Triggs is the Senior Vice President of Counseling at Money Management International, a nonprofit that educates people about finances.
I think that a lot of consumers now are opting in to overdraft protection when using their debit card, perhaps not realizing the pitfalls.
That Pew study says that although the number of banks that do high to low posting has dropped, 40% of them still do it.
$35 coffee right here.
That brings us back to our sales pitch in downtown Phoenix.
Could I get you to spend $35 on a cup of coffee?
Where nobody took us up on our offer, and nobody was happy when we explained why they probably already had.
Does that sound fair to you?
Not at all.
Not at all. Do you think there should be some kind of rule that prohibits that?
Absolutely.
CBS 5 advocate Dave Cherry joins us now. Dave, what do you recommend?
Well, the most important thing people should know, Morgan, is that banks cannot automatically sign you up for overdraft protection. They can only just offer it to you, and my advice is to not enroll.
Yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Well, you swipe or you dip at the checkout line and the transaction is declined. Not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, well, if you want to know whether your bank participates in high to low debit shuffling, go to our website, azfamily.com, or our free mobile app.